What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Jesus Coin. We're talking about this at the request of Immaculate. Talking about the most immaculate coin in the crypto space for Immaculate himself. You guys hit that like button and subscribe for the Immaculate Jesus Coin. From the low of our last macro kind of low to the high of our Immaculate high. We have rejected the 382. Rejected the 236, right? Working our way down, slowly, steady, stepping on our way down. With this look, I generally would expect the 618 to come into effect. We're very close to that. We haven't seen it yet. I, however, do have some inkling of faith and hope that that could have been the low there. If I'm wrong, okay, a little bit lower, right? I say a little bit lower, but from that low to the 618, it's about an 18% difference. So it's not a little bit lower, but it's a little bit. You know, for crypto, that's a little bit. But generally speaking, with this kind of look, I would expect the 618, 69 zone to be on the table. That's my personal expectation. But if we look at Jesus Coin for what it is, for what it's doing here, we look at the daily. You know, the daily RSI hit its oversold zone. You're promoting some bullish divergence right now. If you get a close here or lower today, that was a nice reaction off that area, right? If we look at this relative low here to this relative high, oh, you didn't hit the 1272. For some reason, I thought you hit your 1272. So maybe you do go lower. Maybe you do. I thought for some reason, maybe I'm just thinking of a different coin. Maybe I measured it from here before. I don't know. It could be your low with that look, but then with this look, you know, it would imply lower prices. And then especially with this overall macro fib from the low to the high, 618 down there, right around your 1414 now. So yeah, I mean, you're at 70636, absolutely 70446, and even a little bit below that is still on the table. I'm sorry, a little bit above that is still on the table. Let's see what you do over the coming week, over the coming days. Weekly RSI is right at the 40. It would be nice to hold this as support and bounce. It's a very strong area to bounce from. The daily RSI also bouncing off this oversold zone, finding some bullish divergence here would be nice as well. So you do have the right ingredients to cast a low here, but is it the right time for this thing? Is it, you know, is it time for it to find a higher low, for this to be its actual low and then move up? I hope so, but if not, lower we go, and that's okay, right? I know a lot of you out there are very convicted in this thing. You have your beliefs in it. You're not giving up on it. I know some people are giving up on it as of right now, but I always like to make this comparison right back here. If you're giving up on it now, it'd be like if we go to Dogecoin, Doge USD, maybe it was Shiba, I forget which one that I compared it to, but that'd be like going through all of this, right? And then you finally gave up on Dogecoin over here. You're like, you know what? The rest of the market's pumping. I'm giving up on it. It's just not worth it, right? The bull market started in like 2019, the last cycle did, and here you are toward the end of 2020. You're just like, I've had it. This thing's been boring. I'm going to sell it. It's done nothing but give me lower highs, and even if it's a higher low, it's still boring. Everything else is more exciting. You sell it here, and boom, that's whenever it goes up. I feel like I can't help but feel like we're in a very similar area. This is a different look, you know, for sure. It's a different chart, but a similar kind of area here. And that doesn't mean that we can't go lower. We absolutely can go lower, as I was just explaining, but I think that we're near, if not price-wise, time-wise, I think we're very near the end of this long phase of consolidation, right? So whenever this consolidation is over, wherever it might end, assuming that's the low now, if we end up going lower, these prices up here, you can see I'm going to pull this lower. It only goes higher. The extensions only get higher as the price goes down. They get smaller as the price goes up. So from the all-time high to the current low of this consolidation phase, of which we don't know if it's the low. That's why I'm saying the current low. Remains to be seen if it is the low. We need to get above the 382 to confirm this as a low. And even then, it's not perfect, right? But that would really give me hopes that this is the low. If we can get above 60135, I think it's 6011353. If we can get above that, I'll be very confident that that is low. Until then, we're unsure, but assuming from high to low here, our next all-time high minimum target would be 5011 to 5025-ish, or potentially higher. At the current price, that would be an overall growth at a minimum of about a 17x to potentially a 38x to potentially even more than that. Absolutely, we could see more than that in a very short amount of time. We saw a 60-something x here on this move up. That would be, a 61, 62x there at about 5036, 5046, somewhere in that area. It's absolutely possible. Will that happen tomorrow? Will that happen next week? No. It could happen by the end of this year or the beginning of next year, right? But I would expect that regardless of how far away time-wise we are to the new all-time highs, the current lows, I think that on a time basis, we're very, very near it. Whether we're here now or it's going to be around these lows, we're very near it. And I think that even if I'm wrong, even if we're all wrong, right? All the Jesus coin faithfuls, all of us are wrong in assuming that we're going to see new all-time highs. Let's assume the price goes lower, right? Maybe we go to the bottom of this range. I'm going to go to the weekly close low here at 70443. Okay. From the current price, let alone from where that is. But if we saw a 618 retracement, that's still it's like a 3.5x from the current price. Now that wouldn't give anybody who bought the all-time highs, that wouldn't give you a flush of price, right? That wouldn't give anybody who bought up here, and I bought up here, anybody a clean slate with that. But anybody who's been buying on this downtrend, that would give you an opportunity to get out, right? That'd give you an option. You'd still have some gains, hopefully, potentially. Anybody who bought down here especially, that's still decent gains, and it probably happened in a very short amount of time. This is a very standard retracement to make, and I doubt it stops. I can't explain how strongly I doubt it stops there, but even at a minimum, assuming this goes lower, right, that's where it would be. If this price was higher, then that 618 only gets higher, actually. It would be a little bit higher, right? So, and from the current price. So I feel like this is a conservative estimate, more or less. But even at a conservative, very pessimistic estimate, there's still opportunity for anybody who bought back here before the all-time highs, anybody that bought after the all-time highs at these lows, and even the people that did buy the all-time highs to kind of get out at better prices, right? Even if we're all wrong, it's not all said and done. But I don't think, I'm saying this just as like a look from a pessimistic person. Why would you sell down here? It doesn't make any sense. Even if it's dead, even if it's a dead product, and I don't think it is. I very much don't think it is. But why would you sell here? It wouldn't make sense to me. We're going to go to x.com because Immaculate, you did ask me to check out x.com. Here's pajamas in your face, guys. This is my other crypto coin, meme coin that I own. But Jesus coin has my heart, man. It definitely has my heart. Let's see, Jesus coin. Where are we at here? I'm going to go to Jesus Outlaws. Shout out to George. We're putting you on blast here, homie. Let's see. He's probably tagged Jesus at some point. Shout out to the Jesus Bible in a Year. I don't know if it's a podcast or just a space, but whatever you want to call it. But yeah, podcast, Bible in a Year podcast. That's what he calls it. Yeah, you guys, if you don't know George and you're in the Jesus Coin community, definitely follow Jesus Outlaws, man. He's the man. He's one of the best guys in this space. Anybody and everybody who's interacted with him, you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm scrolling through your stuff right now, George, because I'm trying to find a link to this guy. There we go. Boom. There we go. Jesus, the actual official Jesus here. You're asking if there's anything posted on there. Going to the pinned comment, official links, whatever. There's that stuff if you want to look that up. Most recent stuff. Just memes, just keeping the community alive, just talking about things. Hey, look at that. Nice. Let's see. Yeah, it's nothing. There's nothing like big and exciting, I guess, happening. I mean, maybe there might be for people who are a little bit more in the know. Maybe if you do some research digging through this, but I was just looking through this to see if there's anything like any big events coming up or anything to like keep in mind as far as that goes. But yeah, I haven't heard anything personally recently, but I have taken a step back from Jesus coin, because it has been boring, but it's going to be exciting sooner than later, guys. I do very much believe that we are near, if not at, the low of this And I know that that's the same old song and dance we were singing back here, but it's the truth, man. We are very, in reference to this whole consolidation phase, we are very near the low, if not already at it. So time will tell. Time will definitely tell, but if we can move above, what was it? It wasn't this fib. If we can continue to move up and get above, I think it was it 6-0-1-5-3-5? Is that what it was? Is that right? Oh, I've got it backwards. That's why. Okay, hold on. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Relative high to low here. 6-0-1-3-5-3. If we can get above there and close above there on any given week, multiple days, I will be convinced that's the low. I will be convinced there's something to get excited about. We'll be breaking out of this trend. That would be a really nice look. Until we do something like that, there is absolutely the possibility and even a probability based off the fibs that we could go lower to the 7-0s 5s, 7-0s 4s. Even the 7-0s 3s are on the table, so just be aware of that. But don't be discouraged, my friends. We are almost there. We are almost there. Just not yet. Not yet. And even when we do get there, even whenever we break this lower high trend, we still have some work to do, right? It took us multiple months, several months. Do I say several? Multiple months, just a couple months to find our all-time high from that breakout point. So will it be just as fast? Will it take more time? Will it take less time? It'll still take, at this rate, 2 months would be August from here, right? So it would still be by the end of summer, if not sometime in fall, that we would see our new all-time highs. And that's assuming that we find our low now or that we start breaking out now, right? And I don't think that we're going to. We could have found our low, but I don't think that we're going to break out now. Perhaps we break out by the end of this month. Perhaps we break out sometime next month or even in August, right? And then if it takes 2 months from either of those points, it could very well be the end of this year that we start to see new all-time highs. So just be patient. Be patient. Those who are patient, you will be rewarded in time. I think the Jesus coin name, I think the Jesus coin meme itself is very powerful. I think that there's a lot that can be done with that, and that can attract people, especially all the people who come in just to say, this is a blasphemy coin. This is blasphemous. It's like, is a church blasphemous? This is a coin, literally. Like, yes, it involves money, and I get that money can embody evil, but it can also embody good, right? Everybody here that's a part of this community, you guys want to do good with it. And maybe there's some traders out there, some people that are just using this, and I'm a trader myself. I don't trade Jesus coin. I'm holding it. I'm holding it until we get to new all-time highs, right? But we all plan on selling it to do good with it, right? Do good, give more. That's the slogan. I think if anybody has the wrong ideas about this coin, they just have to look into the community and see how very much not a joke, how very much not blasphemous it is, right? This is a method, and this is why I compared it to, like, is a church blasphemous? Because a church brings people together, it brings them closer in the name of Jesus. This coin's doing the same thing. That's all it's doing, right? It's not misleading people. It's not trying to debase or defile the name. It's just a different means of bringing people together. And this, actually, what George is doing, and probably, I don't know what else is going on, but this Jesus Bible in a year, this is living proof of that, right? So the only people that say this coin's blasphemous are people that haven't looked into it. That's just the best I got to say. So anyways, guys, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.